ABC 10 News at 4 starts now.
Businesses bracing for a critical weekend in San Diego's recovery. A warning from health officials not to repeat the past. What's at stake if COVID cases rise? Plus, fire conditions close in. Extreme heat putting California's power grid to the test once again. But first, breaking news at SDSU. Cases of the coronavirus have grown roughly 200% in just 2 days. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hunt. And late this afternoon, the county confirmed 120 new confirmed and probable cases at state. The total number of student cases now stands at 184 just since August 24th. The school says there are 14 clusters of cases, most of them off campus, involving sororities and fraternities. The school says none of the cases under investigation is related to on-campus educational activities, including classes or labs. The university is increasing daily patrols to make sure that students are social distancing.
We purposely shared an email notice and text message to our students last night, reinforcing that we will be present this weekend, we will be monitoring, and we will be identifying violations and following up.
The campus issued more than 450 citations for COVID policy violations, which could lead to suspension, even expulsion. San Diego has moved to online classes only for the next 4 weeks. Businesses are bracing for heat and fire danger on top of COVID-19 crowd concerns. High temperatures in the forecast will likely bring thousands of people to our beaches. ABC 10 has team coverage on the warnings coming in right now. Reporter Jennifer De La Cruz explains how doctors and businesses are preparing.
It won't be a normal Labor Day weekend in San Diego, but it might look pretty close. With restrictions lifting at businesses and high temps in the forecast, many people will be heading to the coastline. The county sending out this memo Friday, reading in part, Memorial Day came. People felt they needed to celebrate. As a result, COVID-19 cases rose dramatically in the following weeks. The warning went on to echo a similar situation for 4th of July that prompted businesses to shut down. Dr. Stephanie Strathdy with UCSD says if we don't want another surge, we have to follow the rules.
I really hope we don't. It all depends on us. We need to maintain our social distancing from people and to wear our masks, and that's the least that we can do to protect our community.
Even at the beach, it's still important to take precautions.
Especially if you're around people playing, beach volleyball or runners who aren't wearing masks, they're spewing that virus. Just think of it like smoke in the air or a sneeze.
For businesses near the water, it's one of the biggest weekends of the year. Draft South Mission and Mission Beach reopened their indoor dining room this week. Daniela Bauer says they're taking every precaution and adhering to new guidelines. That includes capacity limits and taking names and numbers of each guest.
I think that's going to be a really great place for people to kind of wander into and get some shade from the heat and some AC.
Restaurants have had countless ups and downs during the pandemic. They're relying on the holiday to make up for lost revenue.
We're just telling our staff to be prepared for an influx of people and handling that the right way.
Councilwoman Jennifer Campbell's office says city staff will be doing extra patrols to keep people safe through the weekend. Jennifer De La Cruz, ABC 10 News.
The city of Carlsbad says it will be handing out masks at the beach. It's also closing the Ocean Street parking lot to limit crowds throughout the weekend. Now let's go to meteorologist Angelica Campos. She's tracking these extreme conditions. Angelica?
Hi, Kim. The numbers have soared already today. Since yesterday, 5 to 7 degrees across the county. And this morning, it didn't look so sunny at the beach. It was very, very foggy. And the marine layer kept temperatures from getting as extreme as what we have already seen today in our inland communities. Right now, it is 98 degrees in Ramona, 95 in Escondido, 92 in El Cajon. I'll be comparing those numbers to see whether or not we broke any records. I can tell you Borrego Springs, the record for today is 114, and that's where the temperatures are at right now. We not only have extreme heat, but we also have critical fire danger with a red flag warning in effect starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. for inland communities, foothills, and mountains. The winds out of the east will be gusting up to 40 miles per hour at times, so it is going to be a critical weekend all around the county with dangerous heat. I'll break down what to expect across the county tomorrow in the areas that could potentially break records once again.
Along with the threat of power outages and fires, San Diegans living inland are gearing up to battle the excessive heat. ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer Kastner spoke to local businesses that are busy preparing.
As temperatures soar into triple digits at the start of this holiday weekend, the late summer heat wave has some business owners pulling long hours.
These are called mini splits or ductless air conditioners.
Kevin Burns, president of El Cajon's Bob Jensen Air Conditioning and Heating, says as the weather's been getting warmer, his techs have been running at least 20 service calls a day.
It's been extremely busy. The phone rings pretty constantly. Lots of people without heating or air conditioning or in need of an upgrade to their systems.
There's a prickly pear sorbet. I got a big load of fresh passion fruit from a friend. We processed those yesterday.
Suzanne Schaefer is the owner of Esco Gelato in Escondido.
I could show you my gelato kitchen and see if someone's making something fun right now.
She's preparing to serve hundreds of customers this weekend alone.
This weekend, since we know it's going to be so hot, we're focusing on the sorbets that are really just what you want when it's super hot.
Super hot, which on a serious note means there's going to be increased fire danger and a statewide flex alert to ease the strain on the power grid. If blackouts are ordered, SDG&E says they'll spread them across the county so no one area is affected more than another. Meteorologists say this heat wave is much shorter and in a much smaller area than the last heat wave, so the state won't be competing for energy from surrounding states. So the possibility of rolling blackouts is less likely. Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.
You can keep track of any outages and pinpoint temperatures and cool zones in your neighborhood with the ABC 10 News mobile app.
Conflicting messages on when a COVID vaccine might be widely available. That tops our news feed. The World Health Organization now says don't expect widespread vaccinations until the middle of next year. It says vaccine trials haven't clearly shown 50% efficacy yet. In the meantime, the CDC is telling states to prepare to distribute a vaccine as early as November. Some positive economic news. The U.S. added almost 1.5 million jobs last month. It's helping drive down the number of people who are unemployed. It's now around 8%, down from nearly 15% in April. With more people working, more people are able to make their mortgage payments. The number of people in forbearance dropped by about 4% last week. Still, nearly 4 million people are delaying payments, which is about 7% of all U.S. mortgages.